Hi! So on Thursday, there is going to be a full moon in Scorpio that's going to be happening. And I just thought I would do this little video and ask my cards for some messages that we need to hear, any advice that we need for this full moon. It feels like a very powerful energy that's going to happen. I picked up how light from my little bag of crystals, my limited bag of crystals. And how light is a very powerful crystal that can be used to alleviate stress, your anxieties, anything like that, which is also very related to yesterday's reading um, with our meditation card. If you have seen it, but yeah, it feels like a very powerful, just a release of anything that we may be, stressful about, or oh, sorry, anything that we may be stressful about, or anything that's causing us a bit of anxiety, especially in the recent days, weeks. So let's see. I just shuffled my cards again. I'm just gonna pull out some cards and see what's happening. How are you? I hope all of you are doing well. I'm doing okay. This one. Fiery. This feels like, yes, it feels like a very powerful energy. There's a lot of very aggressive destruction type of energy that I feel from fiery. It's not, it's not like destruction, like the world is gonna end. Of course it's not. It's more of really destruction of old beliefs, kind of like a tower moment situation. Like I just feel like it's a very simple yet powerful way, this full moon, to really get rid of any energies that we no longer need in our lives. Any energies, any beliefs, or any even material items, anything that we're dealing with mentally, anything that is causing us a lot of confusion in our lives right now, or anything that's been causing us confusion in for the longest time. A lot of that is going to be alleviated because of this. I can't get the card. Because of this fiery energy that's happening. So it feels like after this full moon, hopefully, like, a lot of us are gonna have a lot of clearer minds. Anything that we no longer need, it's just gonna easily be identified for us. Of course, letting them go, or unlearning any beliefs, or letting go of any and even material items that we no longer need, that takes work, that takes energy in order to do. But then this full moon is just going to be highlighting what those are specifically in our lives in general, and just for ourselves, and our, like, personally, like, what do we need to let go, what do we need to do, what's happening there. It feels very powerful. Let's see what else is happening. 10 of Hearts, and this is the Wheel of Fortune as well. Our definition of what happiness is, our definition of what is emotionally fulfilling for us, it's kind of going to change a lot with this full moon. And again, with the Wheel of Fortune energy, it really feels like we're just gonna give all the information to you, or we're just gonna give some information. You're gonna have to do, the work yourselves, or we're gonna have to do our work ourselves as individuals. It would be easy if, the universe was just like, you don't need this anymore, we're just gonna take this away from you. It doesn't work like that all the time. Sometimes they just show us, no matter how hard we try to deny it, and then it's up to us to unlearn these things, or to let go of these things. And wish it were that easy, but it isn't. This doesn't feel like, it's like a start for a lot of us. If you haven't been doing the work so far, then might be a lot. As I was just saying, letting go of stuff. 8 of Hearts, 8 of Cups, and the Moon. Really getting information from the universe, from source, about things that, that no longer serve us. And this feels very, like, it feels very massive with Fiery and Maze. It just feels very massive. So really, this is just highlighting what we need to really let go of. Scorpio, if I have my, if my knowledge is correct, is all about like transformation, death and rebirth. It is, Scorpio is a death card in the tarot. So there's that. So it really feels like that type of purging type of energy of things that we no longer need, thoughts that we no longer need, belief systems that we no longer need. And then it's up to us to just do the thing itself. One more. Yeah, a lot of information as well, coming from silence. If you don't have a meditative practice yet, I highly recommend it. Have that meditative practice, or just sitting in silence. This one fell. Sitting in silence for just slowly build it for a couple of minutes, and then slowly build it. Just keep yourself away from any distractions, keep yourself away from your phone, or from maybe even other people that you may be with right now, and just sit in silence by yourself. You're gonna find that without all of these distractions, and it's gonna be you and yourself, just you and your mind. Yes, it's gonna be scary because there might be a lot of overthinking, especially if you're that type of person. I know I am. But it's also gonna help you kind of sort out the things that you need to sort out by yourself. And that's also how all of these things, all of this information can come up for you. So if you don't have a meditative practice, I highly suggest it. Or just sit in silence for a couple of minutes. Or just write down your thoughts. Go no filter type on just writing your thoughts, or recording yourself and just playing it back to see what thoughts you have, or what you have to say, and allow that to reflect back to you. That's gonna be good in order to just allow all of this information and how this means for you to come up. What's this? 4 of Hearts. Lot of hearts, a lot of emotional type of energy. So it really feels like a lot of this, we have like emotional attachments to them. Maybe it's because this is all we've ever known for the longest time. This is what we believed in. This is what the adults in our life told us were true. So it's like, I believe them, of course. I believe the adults. But now that, we're growing as well, and we're slowly learning a lot of truths that maybe the adults in our lives didn't know before. It's like, how do you sort that out now? How do you sort out these things that you thought were true for the longest time, and now it's just, oh, that wasn't real. Or I believe in something different now. It's true for them because maybe that's also all they've ever known. But now it's up to really just, opening up your mind and thinking for yourself, like, so what is true for me? What type of truth, what type of beliefs do I want to um ascribe to, subscribe to, whatever the right word is. And just how do I want to move, or how do I want to live my life moving forward. So for farts, something is being offered, a new thought, a new belief system, a new, maybe new opportunities even for your life. But then you have these three cups already, and it's just like, maybe the thought is, I don't want to let these go. I've worked so hard to to keep them and to take care of these three cups and whatever flowers are in them. Why would I wanna, you know, either add another one or replace one of these three for this new one, even if it does look shiny. But if you can see, is it focusing? I don't know if it is. The three hearts, the three cups here, the flowers in them are no longer, they're dead. They're dried up. Some of these beliefs that we have, they no longer resonate with us. It's not true for us anymore. And it's like a case of, we're just kind of denying that it's not true for us anymore. We just kind of want to believe that some of this is still real because it's easier. It's so much easier for us to keep on doing and believing the things that have been true for us for the longest time, instead of the process of unlearning, and then that process, that part of unlearning, and then the emptiness, and then learning this new thing, or acquiring this new thing, is hard. It's hard for anyone. But then do you want to keep these that's not true anymore? Of course, it's your prerogative, it's your decision. If you want to keep on fighting for these three, or if you know that it's not working anymore, then you have to do the work. You have to do the work to kind of redirect yourself to somewhere new. I don't know why I'm so smiling. Anything else? This can be just like belief systems. This can be things in your closet that you've been keeping for the longest time. This can be actual items. I feel like I missed the S. Can be anything, really. A job, a relationship. Not just romantic, by the way. People think like relationship, it's just like love. No, it's different types of relationships. Whatever you thought of first, that's probably it. You know your story best. Knight of Pentacles. It's gonna be a slow process. Give yourself the time to process all of this, to do all of this. This is a full moon energy, but it doesn't have to, you don't have to do that unlearning, void learning process thing in this week. Or it's gonna be a slow process. It's gonna be slow, and it's gonna take a lot of energy and effort. It's gonna take you every day showing up. What does that mean? I feel like a lot of you have heard that, like, every day you show up. What does that mean? It means that if you're trying to do an exercise regimen, if you want to get those gains and develop an exercise habit, do that every day. Or you step into that energy of, I'm doing something for my health every day. If it's your job, and you know that your current job is not a fit anymore, and you want to change your job, it's gonna be every day finding new opportunities, or every day learning a new skill that you can possibly use for a different type of career that you've been thinking of, or every day looking at your resume and seeing what can be edited, what can be fixed. It's like that. If it's about relationships, it's gonna be you every day thinking about, and you know, going through the details in your mind as what is my ideal relationship with certain people, with these people, whoever these people are. What is it? And how can I enforce that every single day? It might be, if you're enforcing boundaries, it's gonna be every day I'm going to say yes to anything within my boundaries. And I'm gonna say no to anything that's outside of it. Even if it's like, oh, it's just today, I'm not gonna, it's okay, it's just today. You can cross my boundaries today, just for today. It's gonna take an everyday type of work. I'm 16 minutes into this video. Every day showing up, every day just reminding yourself that this is the work that I need to do for myself. Or if you know that you need to release something, it's gonna be every day just doing that mental work, doing that emotional work, spiritual work. Give yourself breaks as well, of course. It's like, 9 times out of 10, 8 to 9 times out of 10 you show up. Hermit. It's really the time to go inwards. Like jumping off of yesterday's cards. Take a break. I'm gonna do this. Take a much needed break. Go offline. Avoid listening to other people's stories for a while. Of course, this is the time that we all need to be connected. We all need to be updated on whatever is happening in the world. But at the same time, it's not gonna hurt if you miss a couple of days worth of news. Or a couple of hours even. A couple of hours worth of news. You can miss that. You can miss your friends' stories for a couple of hours. IG stories are there for 24 hours. You can miss a couple of hours of it. You don't have to be updated with your friends' lives all the time. You don't have to be updated with celebrities' lives all the time, right? Take a rest. As if that hasn't been emphasized already. Take a rest. Take some time for you. Whatever skincare thing you do it every day for the rest of the week. Whatever self-care regimen you have, do it times 3. Except if it includes binge eating. Please don't binge eat. Rest. And from that, you gain clarity. Hopefully, by doing all of this. And if you do it, there's always that caveat. Do it. Of course, you have free will. You can just, watch this. It's like 20 minutes. You watched it and you're like, okay, fine. But then if you do these, it's gonna help you gain a lot of clarity. It's gonna help you gain a lot of clarity, a lot of confidence. That yes that you've been looking for. If you're looking for a yes, if you're looking for an answer, you're gonna get it. If you take the time to be with yourself for a little bit this week, if you take the time to rest and care for yourself the way that you know you need to be cared for, only you know how to take care of yourself. How will you take care of yourself this week? Only you know that. Take care of yourself the way that you know you deserve to be taken care of. And take some time for yourself for a little while. A lot of clarity will come. Yeah. And yes, I think that's it for today. See, lot of balance coming in. Anything that's been out of balance so far, if not in the world in general, then at least in our internal worlds, in our personal lives, there is that potential of things, things being okay. It's just a lot of work. Just a lot of just a lot of effort on your part. Effort to keep yourself away from distractions for a little bit. An effort to take care of yourself the way that you need to. An effort to show up for yourself every single day. And an effort to admit. An effort to admit if things aren't working anymore. Even if you've known them for the longest time, even if you've believed in them for the longest time, even if you've been in that job for the longest time, if it's not true for you anymore, if it doesn't resonate anymore, if you're not happy there anymore, then maybe it's time to kind of think about doing other things. Whatever that is, it's going to be highlighted this full moon. So I hope this has been helpful and useful. And I hope that things are going to be a bit actionable for us this week. It's going to be good. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be good. And hopefully we come out of this with a whole lot more intent on how we do our everydays. So I hope you all have a good day, a good week, a good full moon. And I will see you soon. Bye bye.